Imagine that you are holding a ball. It is a ball that can bounce. You can imagine it any color you like. You can imagine it with different colored patterns if you like. Imagine the texture of the ball as you hold it. It might be smooth, or it could have a rough feel to it. It might be hard or soft. Imagine the size and the weight of the ball. Is it big or small? Heavy or light? Just fully imagine the ball. It is your ball. It is your special ball. It will take you on an adventure of noticing the world around you. Imagine you are standing on a concrete path or sidewalk. Feel the hard surface beneath your feet. You set the ball down on the hard concrete surface you're standing on. And watch the ball as you slow your breathing. You take slow breaths, inhaling and feeling the air come into your body. Exhaling and feeling the air leave your body. The bouncing ball responds to your breath. As you breathe slowly, the ball begins to bounce. You can hear the tap of the ball against the concrete surface each time it hits the ground. The sound of the taps are close together when the ball just bounces a few inches at a time. You watch as it bounces back into the air, each time a little higher. The sound of the taps become farther apart, but each time the ball bounces a little higher, the tap of the ball against the concrete is a little louder. You continue to breathe slowly and watch the bouncing ball. As you feel yourself relaxing with each breath you take, the ball begins to move. It moves by bouncing along the sidewalk. You begin to follow behind it, watching it bounce up and down, up and down. Hearing the tap each time it hits the surface. Tap, 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 tap. You continue to follow the bouncing ball. Soon the sidewalk comes to an area where there is a brick wall on either side of it. The ball slows down until it is bouncing in place. Then it hits against the brick wall. It bounces off the wall and flies in front of you to hit the wall on the other side. It continues to bounce against the wall from side to side. You laugh because it seems the ball is having fun trying out new things. The ball continues to bounce back and forth from wall to wall. As it does, it starts moving forward again. You continue to follow the ball, breathing slowly and noticing how the angle the ball bounces changes a little as the ball hits different parts of the wall. The brick wall is rough, which causes the ball to bounce in different ways. So sometimes the ball is higher and sometimes it is lower. You continue to follow the ball, watching it bounce back and forth from wall to wall. Back and forth, back and forth. You hear the sound it makes each time it hits the wall. Tap, 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 tap. Soon the wall comes to an end, and instead of the ball hitting the wall, it continues to fly through the air until it finally drops to the ground. There's a large puddle where it drops. The ball splashes in the water, and you hear the ball splat. You notice the droplets of water flying all around the ball as it hits the water. You notice the ripples in the water spreading outwards from where the ball hit the puddle. You notice the wetness on the ball and the patterns or designs that the water makes on the ball. You also see that the ball is still moving and doesn't come to a stop in the puddle. The momentum it had from bouncing off the wall propels it through the puddle. On the other side of the puddle is a grassy hill, and the ball begins to roll down the hill. You notice the ball picking up speed as it rolls down the hill, faster and faster. You follow behind the ball, noticing the bits of grass and dirt sticking to the wet spots on the ball. Occasionally the ball hits a rock or something in the grass that causes it to change direction slightly, but it continues to roll down the hill. At the bottom of the hill, you see a puddle of mud, and you watch as the ball rolls right into it with a plop sound. As the ball rolls through the mud, you see how the mud covers the ball and flows down the side in different patterns and designs. You can hear a suction sound as the ball tries to pull out of the mud, and the mud seems to be trying to hold on to it. Soon the ball rolls out of the mud, and you see the path of mud it is leaving behind as it continues to roll. You follow that path, watching as the ball continues to roll. Now it is rolling toward a small stream. You see it roll into the stream and turning with the force of the water around it. You notice the mud mixing with the water and dissolving, running off the sides of the ball. You notice how the water near the ball is discolored with the mud, but the rest of the stream is clear. The ball floats down the stream, turning round and round. You see the water splashing against the sides of the ball. You notice the ball hitting small rocks in the stream and bouncing off of them. You continue to follow the ball down the stream, noticing that all the mud is now gone, cleaned off by the water. Soon the stream pushes the ball up onto a gravel bank. You can hear the sound of the gravel as the water flows past. The ball tries to bounce on the gravel, but it can't. You watch as it makes an effort to bounce. You try to focus on slowing your breathing to help it. You hear the crunch of the gravel under the ball, but it still can't bounce. Then you see the ball roll towards a small paving stone in the middle of the gravel. The ball tries to bounce. You help it by focusing on your breathing and taking slow breaths. As you inhale slowly and exhale slowly, the ball starts to bounce. A little bit at a time it bounces more and more, higher and higher. You continue to focus on breathing slowly. You watch as it seems to bounce with joy higher and higher. As it bounces high up into the air, you see the branch of a tree high above. You watch the ball as it bounces closer and closer to the branch, higher and higher, closer and closer. You are breathing slowly, inhaling slowly, and exhaling slowly. Finally, the ball bounces high enough to land on the branch of the tree. It continues to bounce a little on the branch, but each bounce is a little slower and not as high. After a bit, you see the ball stop bouncing and begin to roll along the branch of the tree. It picks up speed as it rolls down the branch. When it reaches a curve in the branch, it flies off the branch, floating high in the air. You watch as it flies out over a field and drops to the ground in an arcing pattern. As it is slowly rolling to a stop, you watch as someone comes running towards the ball and kicks it high in the air. You hear the thud as the foot connects with the ball, and you hear the whoosh as the ball flies through the air. You notice that the ball is coming towards you now. You sit down in the grass, breathing slowly and relaxing completely. You watch as it flies towards you and hits the ground nearby. The ball continues to roll nearer and nearer to you. You continue to watch as you breathe more and more slowly. Your body is feeling so relaxed as the ball rolls into your lap. You hold the ball once again, noticing some of the changes in the ball from its adventure.